Yeah, man. Welcome to the Yotas 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 podcast, where we talk about everything Toyota.
See what we can find out about this Japanese truck.
Adventure stories.
That's got the fucking COVID, so fuck.
No. Yeah, I'm cooking your food with COVID.
Rigs.
I'm accessorizing on the trail. Or some shit came loose and I'm just trying to tighten it.
Anything that has the T on it, we love it.
That's what happens when you buy a big truck. You gotta fucking get in there and keep her happy, you know what I'm saying? Can't be fucking around. You gotta get your whole body in there.
I hope you enjoy, because we enjoy bringing it to you. This is the Yotas 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 podcast, and welcome aboard. What's up, Scott?
What's up, Jason?
Dude, I'm a little tall over here, huh? Let me see where. Let me. You know what? I don't ever use the lounge fucking chair over here. So, guys, this is what happened. I invited Scott here from Higgys Off Road to come on over and do the podcast, and then the entourage showed up with us. Alex happened to be over here at Triple R getting some lights.
Getting some upgrades.
Yep, he parked in Scott's spot. But what's going on, guys?
Rolls with Alex.
Scott, how are you, brother? So, Scott Higgins, dude, Higgys Off Road. What's up, brother?
Not much. How are you, Jason?
How long have you been? How long have you had Higgys going?
About 6.5 years.
Yep. And so, first of all, I came over to the shop the other day, and we were talking about how you got into the whole Toyota thing. And how did you get into Toyota? Is that something from is that a family thing?
Yeah, so I kind of grew up working on them with my dad. I have a 88 4Runner that my dad bought new. I remember coming home with him in it, and it's had plastic on the visors and on the seats and the whole nine. And then I turned 16, and he sold me that rig, and I've been building it ever since and working on it ever since. And I just always loved Toyotas. I loved old 4Runners and Land Cruisers. And I remember, man, when I was in like elementary school, you know, kids had books like reading, you know, Dr. Seuss, and I had a Downey catalog that my dad had on the coffee table that I swiped for school, and I'd be staring at Downey parts, and I usually would stare at the pictures of the trucks inside of it and stuff, and then I'd steal his 4-wheel and off-road magazines and all that fun stuff, and just always been into anything that moves.
So it was dad who sort of kind of led the way.
Yeah.
And you still have this truck, right? The 84. That's the fucking Blue Beast, right?
That's my baby.
And so you're the second owner of this thing, right?
Yeah.
How many miles are on? Well, I mean, because you engine swapped it, but how many miles would be?
Well, you straight axled it too. I mean, it's
what 84 didn't have a straight?
No, it's an 88.
Oh, 88. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so mine was. What's kind of cool about this truck is it was a 3-liter, which everybody's like, oh, these things are notorious for head gasket issues.
That's right.
And when the recall came out, my dad took it over to the Toyota dealership, and they were like, no, you have like a unicorn. These are the ones that don't have problems. And I never had problems with it. But yeah, I did a motor swap on it, and I pulled it out just because I wanted more power.
You're right.
But when I was, back in 2006, I solid axle swapped it. Made it big.
That's okay.
Broke my dad's heart, but you know.
Yeah.
So it stayed IFS until 06.
Yeah.
So through high school.
Yeah, through high school, I thought I was the coolest kid on campus. I had a 2.5-inch Downey lift with some 32 1150s, and
100%.
I thought that thing was a rocket.
100%.
It was an automatic back then, and I manual swapped it when I did the solid axle swap. But I remember just trying to race everybody in that truck. I got my butt kicked a lot because it's
totally.
a 3-liter 4Runner, but it was a blast. But yeah, I grew up in a small town in Utah, and we had a lot of snow, so lots of donuts, lots of snow wheeling, and just blasting that 4Runner. Nothing but memories.
So did you work on it with your dad? Like you guys built it to get kind of, I mean, what did he do to it? Was it stock for the longest?
Yeah, so my dad, most of the stuff he did to it, most of the stuff we did together was maintenance, or he put, the one thing that I still have on the truck that he did was he put a roof rack on the top, and he thought that was the coolest thing ever because nobody had a roof rack on the top of their first gen 4Runner. Like, there's no rain gutters to bolt a roof rack to or anything like that. So my dad bought a Serco rack when they first came out because he was like, that is the coolest roof rack. They look like the old Confers, but they're just a little bit lower profile. And he was like, I remember he bought it out of, I don't know if you guys remember, there was Performance Products back in the day, and they were a Toyota like aftermarket parts dealer. And he bought it out of Performance Products, and one Saturday, me and him, we climbed up on that sucker and drilled some holes through the roof and put some bolts through it. And I remember this was when we were in Denver, and we had people pull over all the time in first gen 4Runners and flag us down. Where did you get that roof rack? That thing is sweet. And my dad would just have these big old smile on his face. Yeah, it's awesome. But he had a brush guard on it when we lived in San Diego. He had a company that he bought a brush guard from. It was like one of the first ones that ever got put on, one of those that I ever saw. It was the old push bar style with the 2 tubes and then the hoops that go around the headlights.
Had the thin little line, the metal through it.
Yeah, and he put KC lights on the front of it, and he just thought it was the coolest. And then he put Nerf bars on it, big old tube Nerf bars. And,
Were they chrome?
Nope, they're black. My dad did not like the chrome.
Well,
he was all about the black.
That's fine.
And so, but yeah, and then when I was in high school, I lifted it. My mom would never let him lift it, so he always had 31 1050s on it, and he always had an aggressive tire on it. We took that thing camping everywhere, tons of places in Southern California, and then in Colorado we would go up in the mountains all the time. That truck got a lot of miles of camping. And then when I bought it off of him when I turned 16, the first thing I did was I opened up the Downey catalog and bought my lift, and it was torsion bars and rear springs, and it was about a 2.5-inch lift, and I drove the tires off that truck. The first year and a half, I think, I put 50,000 miles on that truck. Just anywhere I could think of going, I went. And my mom and dad, we moved from Denver to Provo, Utah, in between 8th grade and my freshman year. And when I was a freshman, this is when I actually bought that, because my dad actually bought an 80 Series Land Cruiser. It was his dream truck. And so I bought that off of him. And so when I turned 16, it was my rig. And I hated living in Provo. I hated it. I just wanted to go back to Denver. So my parents were out of town. I wrote them a note. I just took off to Denver.
So I'm out.
And my mom was so pissed.
In the 4Runner.
Yeah, in the 4Runner.
Yeah.
She was so pissed. She ripped up the note, and she was so mad at herself because she couldn't take the truck away because it was my property.
Yeah.
But she grounded me other ways. But, it's been my rig for, it's been a staple in my life my whole childhood.
Yeah.
And it's definitely my baby.
Does she have a name?
Baby.
Baby. Mm-hmm. Is it a she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope one day to pass it on to my son, and he loves it already, so it's great. Growing up, I always thought that I was gonna buy my own first gen, and my dad and I would have like twins, because he was always like, I'm gonna be buried in this thing.
Yeah.
And so when we moved to Provo, my mom told my dad, you have to buy a new truck. It's time, And my dad's like, I don't want a new truck. I want this. And she's like, no, it's time. And he's like, well, there's only one truck I want. And my mom's like, then get it. And so he bought an 80 Series Cruiser. And he was like, do you want to buy the 4Runner? Or they were gonna give it to me, but I wanted to buy it, so it was mine. And I was like, yeah, let me find my cash. Let's go. Because I started working at KFC when I was 14, and so I always wanted my own stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, just throwing bills on the table. I was like, let's do this. And they sold it to me for $1,200.
Oh yeah.
And I can't even imagine that thing not being in my life.
Right.
It's my baby.
That's rad. So you were saying that the roof rack is still the original, the
Still the
neoprene
one.
gasket, right? It's
Yep,
the same
same
shit.
thing. My dad. I haven't touched it since my dad
Put it
on.
Not
And
a
it doesn't
not a leak. Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, there's no point. I mean, like even
Yeah.
when you had it painted, they didn't paint the fiberglass part.
Nope. And what's crazy is the top's never been off.
That's
that
right.
Truck.
That's right.
You've never taken it off.
The top's never been off. I have a
that right
brand new.
there's a unicorn in itself.
100%.
And I have a brand new soft topper for the truck because I was like, oh, it'd be cool to put the soft topper on it because it's way easier for the kids and stuff like that. And like it pulls at my heartstrings to like pull the top off, so it
Yeah.
hasn't been put on yet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't touch it. I'd leave it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember we talked about that because when I brought the white truck home, I had that same feeling. It was like, I'm about to cut this motherfucker up, dude. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna, it's gonna change.
Totally.
But I was driving it around like, God, this thing's pristine. You know, I'm the
Yep.
second owner, and it's clean.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's clean. It was clean.
Yeah,
You know?
totally.
isn't it crazy though how the older Toyotas seem to have more sentimental values in our lives? Like my truck, it's how old did we say it was today? 25 years old.
Yeah,
Okay, your truck's, I mean,
30,
30,
So, yeah,
36.
36, something like
Yeah.
that.
So, but it's like I'm the second owner of mine, and if I had to park it, I'd park it. I'm never going to get rid of it.
right.
Yeah.
right.
I love the old schoolness of it that you can go pop a hood and work on it and
Yep.
tinker with it. Well, and then you got this guy that's over here motor swapping, and then when we were at the expo and that dude was waiting and waiting and waiting.
We didn't even get into that yet.
Yeah, but it's again,
Yeah.
it's the passion of it's something to do with his dad that
Yep.
he now wants to pass to his boys.
Yep.
Like that was like when my son built his truck, took a couple vehicles and finally got the Tacoma, but then through its life it went, stock to long travel to full long travel to four-wheel drive swapped.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then down the road it went, but now he bought a Bronco. But again, it's those ties and those memories
Yeah.
that you're going to have. And at the end of the day,
100%. The reason I do what I do is because of my dad. Like I grew up building cars and
Right.
doing stuff with my dad, and that's the reason I love what I do so much, because it just, every time I work on something, memories just flood back. Of,
Totally.
like, me and my dad in the garage. He loves to tell the story of me being 2 years old and coming out in the garage and being like, Dad, I want to help. And I grab a wrench and I try to take his fender out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, you almost, trying to scratch his paint. But then my dad was like, no, if you really want to help, I'll teach you. And, I do the same thing with my son. My son likes to come out in the garage and, he's 4, so he gets a little rowdy, but I, channel it into something constructive, and
Yeah.
he loves it.
so did you get yelled at for not holding the flashlight?
Oh,
well?
every day.
Okay. And
every day.
How many 10mm
That's in
sockets
my
did you
eyes.
lose? How many 10mm sockets did you lose?
Oh, it was every tool. It was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
where'd you put that? And I'm like, Dad, you have it in your hand.
Yeah.
But the thing I got yelled at for most was the flashlight.
Oh,
that's in my
constant.
eyes. No, I need it there,
Constant.
not there.
Yeah, you're holding it and you're over here,
Yeah.
and they're underneath it.
I'm trying to see what's going on, and he's trying to look at from his angle, and he's like, "No, I need it right there." I'm
I
like,
still do it to this day. I got yelled at for fucking, hey, where's the fucking 10mm? Well, did you put it back where it was?
Right.
Oh, no. And I do that same shit
Yeah.
today, dude. I'll have the 10mm in my hand. I'll come in to get a fucking cup of coffee, and then I'll go back out and wonder where the fuck the 10mm is.
sitting on the kitchen counter?
Yeah, exactly, right next to the coffee pot.
Yeah.
Or halfway through to the coffee pot.
Hey,
Yeah.
I do that in the shop at work all the time. I'm
Totally.
always like, "Where the
Totally.
freak did I put that tool, man?"
Yeah.
Well, but again, it's just, like I have memories of working on stuff with my dad.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
He had high horsepower, vehicles. We'd go road race at Willow Springs, and there's
Yeah.
a lot but that to me, it's those moments that you get with the kids, with the fact
100%.
that your truck has gone, it's going to go 3 generations,
Totally.
and it's been updated to your liking.
Yep.
And who knows? Your son might say, you know what?
Fucking portals.
Let's go
and
bigger.
Yeah.
Let's
do it. 40s.
I mean,
Fucking 1-tons.
it's a beautiful truck.
Let's put a V8 in it.
right?
Yeah, could you fit a 4.7 in there?
Probably.
Scott could.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm surprised you
I
didn't
don't
V8
know.
swap
I'd
it yet.
rather have the 3.4 with the supercharger.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. I'll respect
So
it.
let's talk a little bit about the 3.4 swap.
Yeah.
So I didn't know anything about it until at Dirt Expo when the guy came over wanting to ask you about it. And
That guy waited.
Totally.
Waited.
But I didn't realize that, and then he mentioned something about, well, you got to do something to it because the hood, it won't fit.
Yeah.
The hood won't close. So you
Yeah.
have to cut it, right? Or
You either
do
have
something.
to cut the hood, you have to do a body lift.
A body lift,
or
that's right.
The way we kind of opted. So the 3.4 swap thing came because I hired Joe that used to own GMG, and he's a whiz with motor swaps in these old Toyotas. And we literally swapped that thing in a weekend. It was we were full steam ahead, but we were trying to figure out, because I didn't want to cut my hood. That truck's all original,
Yeah,
like
makes
sheet
sense.
metal's all original, and I didn't want to cut my hood. And so I had bought a body lift for it, but I was just like, man, it's going to ruin everything because it just puts a huge gap everywhere, and I love how tight my rig is. And so we decided, Joe and I decided, hey, let's machine the manifolds. Let's see if a machine shop around here will. So we took an 1/8 inch off of each deck on the intake manifolds, which gave us 3/8 of an inch, and then we clearance the hood a little bit, and I spaced the hinges out a little bit, and it fits under there without any major.
Yeah, but still to hear that come out of your mouth when that guy was there, Jason and I are both like,
He did what?
yeah. Like, normally I'll just
I
order
don't
a
have
Cal
any-
hood, put it
yeah.
on, and you're done.
I don't have any more questions.
Yeah, no, it's like, okay.
I'm out of questions,
Yeah, I'm
bro.
done.
Yeah.
But
So-
I'm a little picky.
So did you have to?
It's fine.
So did you have to adjust the size of the piston? I mean, not the pistons, but what's underneath
The valves?
piston that pushes it up and down? Did you have to adjust any of that, or it still
No.
just runs inside?
No, because all we did was mess with the intake manifolds. So if we machined heads and stuff,
Oh, right.
we might have
That's
to.
right.
But the intakes,
Where the air comes in.
and
so
we
the
didn't.
pistons only move in the block, so you didn't touch the block, but everything above the piston.
We did the intake, which sits
Yes.
basically in between the heads, the cylinder
Yes.
heads, to make the fuel and air go back and forth. So we just machined, and with only taking an 1/8 inch off of each surface,
Yeah.
we didn't take enough off of one surface to really make a huge difference.
Right.
I mean, the cool thing is we decked it all, so we actually probably gained some torque, but
Cool. It's fucking.
and I mean, she runs. We got that truck done. 2 days later, I drove it to Colorado we are a sponsor for Solid Axle Summit in Ouray, Colorado every year. And I wanted to take that rig. And so I hopped in it and I drove that sucker from here to Ouray with that 3.4 swap we had just
yeah,
done.
dude.
And
Fuck
Guess
yeah.
that's
it
one way to
was
know if it's going to work.
Yep.
Oh, dude. And
Yep.
it was like I had a grin on my face from here to Ouray.
Yeah.
Because I have never been able to drive that truck going down the freeway at 85 miles an hour, never having to downshift.
Right.
That thing just runs. And it was awesome.
Yes.
Glorious.
Fuck yeah.
So
dude.
happy.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I was like, I should have listened to Joe a long time ago. He's been telling me for a while I needed a 3.4 swap, and I was like, it was hard to pull the 3-liter out because it's like that's my truck, but I'm glad I did it.
Did you
Did you keep it?
Oh yeah. I want to make like a coffee table out of it or something.
Out of the 3-liter? That's funny. The 3-liter that didn't fuck off, right? Because I remember you telling me about that
I
too.
might just leave it alone and just cover it and just save it.
Yeah, it's sitting there. It's still sitting in between my bay and the bay next to me at work, so just covered.
So was your first job? Oh, KFC.
KFC.
So then, when did you decide that you wanted to work on Toyotas, like for a living?
So I actually in high school I did auto mechanics, and we used to compete at different events, and I originally wanted to go through the T10 program.
What's
for
that?
Toyota. It's a up in Ogden, Utah. They had a 4-year program through Toyota, that you get a bachelor's degree, and you would pretty much hit Toyota as a full-blown like master tech.
Yeah.
You would just have to put in the time to get your master tech certification, but you already went through all the classes. Most T10 guys were making $100,000+ a year pretty quickly after they put in their time. And so that was kind of my plan. And then I don't know, I decided that I actually didn't want to be a mechanic. I wanted to farm hay. I farmed hay for 10 years, and I got in an accident at work, and it messed me up really bad.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go back to farming, and so I got on at Toyota, and just it was awesome. I kind of have a less traditional learning of cars. You know, I've been doing it my whole life. I built cars with my dad. I built cars on my own. I worked on all of our farm equipment. So like I've always loved taking things apart and putting them back together and working with my hands. And so when I started at Toyota, it was just kind of like, holy crap. Like I instantly was making money. Everybody loved me doing what, you know, they were like, this guy is awesome.
You can work on anything.
Yeah.
And so I became a Toyota Master Tech after a few years, and my last 2 years at Toyota, all I was doing was working on Land Cruisers.
Cruisers, you were saying, yeah.
And then I stopped and started my own business, and a lot of those customers followed me, and it's just kind of been what I'm doing ever since.
Yeah. And when did you start your own again? When was that?
It was like early 2019.
Nice. Going good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
love it. We are very blessed, and we have awesome customers, and we get to do really cool stuff every day.
Yeah. What's the thing you guys sponsor every year in Colorado?
It's called Solid Axle Summit.
Yeah.
It's basically a
So no IFSs allowed?
no IFS. You have to have a solid axle Toyota.
Yeah.
And
Toyota only. Solid
Toyota
axle
only,
Toyota.
solid axle. It's kind of a lottery thing too. You get on. There's a website called I Hate Mud. It's a big Toyota Land Cruiser site, and it's a big forum, and that's where you sign up, and you have to get on there and get signed up before it fills up.
Yeah.
And it'll fill up in hours.
Tight.
And so we've been sponsoring that now for quite a few years.
So it's kind of like trying to get onto Overland Expo.
Pretty much. And so I
Shots
kind of
fired.
got sick of trying to get into that. So I just sent an email. My best friend owns Classic Cruisers in Colorado, and he's been sponsoring it longer than I. And I talked to him, and he's like, just send a message to Casey, who's the guy who started it. And Casey was like, dude, we would love you as a sponsor. So the nice thing about being a sponsor is I don't have to deal with all that.
You just get to go.
I just get to go.
Just shows up and parks and hangs out.
Show up and go on trails.
I was gonna say, so they're doing wheeling, they're doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
then.
it's the coolest organized, unorganized event ever. So like, it's an organized thing. We raise money for the Uray Mountain Rescue there. It's a nonprofit that they actually go out. If you go over, they're the people that go out and rescue you.
Yeah.
But it's so cool because it's so low key. Like, we wake up in the morning and people are like, all right, I'm going here, and people just fall in and go where they want to go. And it's like, it's beautiful because like we're a sponsor for Cruise Moab, and Cruise Moab's awesome, but Cruise Moab, you have to sign up for your trails before you're even there, and trails fill up and you can't do everything you want to do. But it's still fun because it's Moab, but this way you can go do whatever you want.
So if there's days you don't want to do anything, you just want to sit at camp all day,
Yeah.
you can sit at camp
I
all
can
day.
sit at camp
Yeah.
all day.
See,
and
that's,
just
to
chill.
me, that would be more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you go to some of these, even like when we've done our Sequoias, it's like when we were at the Grand Canyon, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, we got to do this. We got to do this. And it's like, I mean, granted, we only had 15 trucks or whatever, but I would prefer to get into an area where there's more stuff. And if somebody's like, hey, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to go do that. Kind of like camp and crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Camp
yeah,
and
yeah.
crawl was just, I've got these trails that we're doing. It wasn't a sign up, but the way that Mark did it, made it easy because it was you had your beginner, intermediate, and psychotic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
And that's kind of how this is, Solid Axle Summits. Like, you can go and do whatever you're comfortable with. And the cool thing is we let people know, hey, this trail is a little bit more difficult. You should have lockers on this trail, or you should. I mean, the stuff up in Uray is pretty tame compared to some of the stuff we have here.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a blast. And the cool thing is like, we'll go out, you'll be back by noon, and then you eat lunch, and then you go out again.
Yeah.
And you hit a different trail. And it's like, there's no other place I've been that the wheeling is so low key and fun like that.
Yeah.
It's just,
and I bet the views are amazing.
oh, amazing.
It's
Amazing.
Colorado.
Yeah.
So
Like we do, I try and do Imogene every year, and you get up on the top there, and it is just breathtaking.
Bucket list
we,
shit, dude.
We sit up there, try and make it up there by lunch, and we just eat our lunch up there and just enjoy time.
Yep.
And it's fun. And then there's like a lake down at the bottom that sometimes we'll just go and hang out at, and it's just a blast.
Yes, sir, dude.
good
I want to
times.
go. Have
Yeah.
not. Yeah, dude. I want to go.
Do it.
Spend a fucking week in Colorado.
We should
Colorado trip?
do a Colorado trip
Yeah.
and just go, and it's really cool. We stay at the KOA. Like Solid Axle Summit actually rents out the whole KOA, and it's a blast.
I need dude's email, bro.
Yeah, right.
well, yeah, but you're IFS, so you can't go.
Fuck. I'll park outside. I'll park
I guess
down
we'll
the
just
road.
have to leave down the road and just ride with Scott.
Yeah. Or we'll just have to solid axle swap. I was talking to him about doing that, asking him about, because I thought, well, a more affordable way to do it is to put fucking leafs on that bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you could totally do that. He said he did a Tundra.
Yeah.
First gen. We put
Yeah.
leafs on
Yeah,
it.
Joe
Yeah.
built the first gen Tundra, and it had leaves all the way around it.
Yeah,
and
dude,
that
save
was a
yourself.
sweet
And
Sure.
how
Save
often is
yourself.
it back at your shop?
Well, I mean, he's a little hard on equipment, that owner.
Every
So-
2 weeks.
What kind of axle do I need, though? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that one has like a diamond front axle that was custom
was-
built for that Tundra.
Yeah. It's a beautiful truck. I saw it when I was there for the trunk or treat. Like, I saw it and just walked to it.
Yeah.
Like, it sonared in. I was going for a shock because,
Yeah.
we blew shocks, and Amanda had made some phone calls, and Scott hooked me up, and I literally pulled in to pick up a shock and leave, and Amanda's like, park your truck. You're part of the deal. I'm like, okay. And then I saw it, and I was like, all right, I'm gone.
Yeah, it's a sweet truck. Joe built that whole truck, and it's amazing.
So, cool thing I learned over there when I came to the shop was what the FJ designation was, and the whole story about the U.S. Was it the Army that went over there?
Yeah, it was just the U.S. military. They needed a truck for the troops, and that were stationed in Japan. So Toyota basically built the Land Cruiser. It was so. You have different designations of Land Cruisers. The original one was the BJT. That was the original Jeep one. And they took the Jeep and they redesigned it to Toyota standards.
Right.
And in fact, there's a BJT. It's the only one I've ever seen in the Land Cruiser Heritage Museum in
Utah.
Salt Lake.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. It looks very, very Jeepish. It looks like an old Willys with like a Toyota front end. Like it's cool.
So what was the reasoning for them? They couldn't get the Jeeps over there, or Willys couldn't produce it over? What was it? Or is
I
it just
actually
cheaper
don't.
to just go to Toyota.
I think it was probably just cheaper to have Toyota do it, and they were probably trying to work on some relations, mending things
Yeah.
and whatever. So yeah, back then you think it was probably a lot harder to get things shipped over.
Yeah.
So they had the BJT, and then they went with the 20 series Land Cruiser, and then 40, 50 series, 60 series, 70 series, 80 series, 90, 100, 200.
But the J in the FJ designation means
Yeah,
Jeep, right?
The
I
J
had
pretty
no-
much means Jeep.
Jeep,
So you have FJ40, for example. It's a gasoline
That's right.
F series motor. J basically stands for Jeep.
Jeep.
The 4 is the series, so it's a 40 series, and then the 0 is the wheelbase. So an FJ40, so they have.
I didn't know that.
They have
tight.
an FJ40, they have an FJ43, they have an FJ45.
Yes.
So the 40 is the shortest, the 43 is a little bit longer, and then the 45 is longer than that.
Yep.
And then they have like a 45 LV, which is, I pretty much call it. I mean, the LV stands for luxurious vehicle, but that's not what it stands for. There's
Fucking
another
Lexus, the original Lexus.
It's essentially a 4-door Land Cruiser built for like a family. It's got a back seat for normal seating, and a bench seat in the front, and they're amazing. They're super cool, but they're also super rare.
Yeah.
You rusted out LV, you're paying 15-20 grand for.
No shit.
That's not running, just
No,
sitting
that's
in the
just
corner.
a shell. A fully restored one, depending on condition, can go 100, 150 grand.
Jesus.
They're rare but they're worth some money.
So what's the BJT? Is that a diesel?
Yeah, so it's a B series. It's a B series motor. I think I want to say the BJT had a B series diesel in it, because like a BJ40 is a B series diesel. They have an H series diesel. They have,
So that'd be an HJ40.
yep, and usually it's an HJ like 45, because they usually put that bigger
A lot of
diesel in
BJs
the,
and HJs. Sorry. I had to.
I was waiting for it.
I know you were. I know.
I kept like kind of pausing a little bit to see if it was gonna happen.
I'm sorry.
I was like,
if you
saw
get-
the smoke coming
and
out of
if
his
you-
ears, because it was just like he was having to keep it in.
So the headphones were keeping it in. If you get to a ZJ, you just can't afford it,
Yeah,
and don't ask.
don't ask.
ZJLV.
So I got a question for you, and I just learned this the other day. Not side note. Do you know what Lexus stands for?
I heard that it stands for Luxury Export US.
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard that the other day on another podcast, and I literally Googled it while I was driving.
Did you know that Lexuses aren't available in Japan?
Really?
What?
Because it's a
only-
luxury export US.
It's
Oh, it's
only a
because
U.S. thing.
Because it's exported.
So like an IS300 in Japan is actually a Toyota Altezza.
Huh.
And so everything that's Lexus in the U.S., Japan has their own version in a Toyota.
Tight. Did not know that either.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude, it's like
it makes sense though.
Yeah, it does.
Makes sense.
But it's I saw that and I heard it and I was like, no way. So
Yeah.
I Googled it and I was like,
Luxury
So
export
like
US.
Lexus is a North America thing.
Right.
but in Dubai they have Lexus, or are they still Toyotas? Just I guess they could import them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Dubai might get
Well,
Lexus,
but I'm saying
like
overseas, France,
they
all
were.
that.
No, I think they're all Toyotas.
Well, I guess Lexus would, because they had to compete with Infiniti.
Yeah,
they had to
they
compete
were-
with Cadillac.
When they originally came
Well,
out, when
which
they
are just
originally came
Chevrolets.
out, they were a North America luxury car.
Right.
But in like the UAE, they drive on our side, right? They don't drive on the opposite side. They
No,
drive like
on
us.
the opposite side.
In the UAE?
Unless they're imported, then they drive like us.
Okay.
Because I follow that Toyota Sequoia Dubai,
No,
and I watch them, and some of the guys are sitting on the left, but 95% of them are all on the right.
Okay.
But
Okay.
maybe they are labeled Toyotas and they buy the Lexus badging. I mean,
Or they could be imported, or they might be importing them now. I just know when Lexus
Yeah.
originally came
It was
out,
just
it
for
was
US.
just for North America.
Yeah. That makes sense,
And it
yeah.
was something because they had to compete with the Cadillac and
Yeah. It
Buick
was-
and Pontiac.
Right.
And
It was the Toyota's way of having a higher end vehicle that wasn't badged to Toyota, because they already have higher end vehicles in Japan.
correct.
But they were trying to bring more luxury to the U.S., and everybody was like, well, Toyota's not a luxury car company.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Right. It was like,
When they think of Toyota, they think, well, the very first, there's two cars you think of back then you thought of when you thought of Toyota, and it was a Corolla and a Camry.
yeah,
Right.
it's true.
So,
Right.
you know,
Not
because
the
those,
GT 2000 or
No.
200 or whatever.
No.
Right.
not, And so, but they actually have some really, really cool models. And I don't know if you've seen it lately. Toyota's actually brought the Toyota Crown here.
Yes.
And the Toyota Crown is in Japan was a high-end luxury car. I don't think the new one is considered a high-end luxury car that they have here, but
I passed one the other day, and it looks like an oversized Prius.
yeah.
But
right.
it says Crown, and
Yeah.
that, again, I know from seeing some of the import stuff, the Crowns are like whatever the highest Lexus is, that's the Crown.
Right.
Yeah.
But sorry, I didn't mean to. I just
No, you're good.
Toyota Crown actually, I can't remember when the first one came out. I want to say it was in the late 50s.
I was gonna say early '60s, late '50s.
Yeah. And it was their like flagship car.
For luxury.
Yeah.
Okay. You get some of these that, you look at all these different manufacturers and what they've done and what they've evolved from, and like GM and Cadillac had the big fins and
Yeah.
the big metal heavy bumpers, and then Datsun comes out with that little 210 two-door.
Yeah.
And the Supras, like what you had back in the day, Jason, your mom drove, and now you look at them now and the stylings are still there, but it's the mechanical part of it and the looks is gone.
The thing with me is I'm old school. I like older cars. Like if you gave me the option to have a brand spanking new Supra or like a 96 Supra, I'm taking the 96 every day, all day, no questions asked.
Right.
Or even like older stuff. Like I just like one truck that I really want is like a mid 70s Hilux, like a two-wheel drive Hilux.
Right.
Yeah.
I love those trucks. I would take that over a new Tacoma any day of the week. And it's not because I dislike the new Tacomas. I just would rather have, I think there's way more personality there.
Yeah.
So
there are a couple that I follow. Well, you know who Georgia Aaron is?
Yeah.
She's got the lowrider, and they chopped it up. But her husband drives an old 70s Hilux, and it's lowered, but it's that old with the hood. I mean, I don't even think I realized they had those older models from the 70s. When I think back 80s, but that's when I was a kid and that's when I grew up. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't really realize, oh yeah, they got fucking 60s Toyotas, dude, that are fucking classic pickups.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what we remember is like the early 90s, like the white one you guys just worked on. She had her interior done and all that, but
Oh, the little
Toyota pickup.
single cab pickup.
Yeah, and the ones that you open the door now, and as an adult, I look and I'm like, the seat's on the floor and your legs are flat.
Yep.
That to me, that was old school Toyota. But then you start seeing like that red 1-ton that was at your shop the other day. It's a little half. It looks like a half-ton pickup truck, but it's their 1-ton.
Yeah.
And that's a mid 80s. And then you start looking even further, like the Chevy Love had Toyota had a spin-off of the Chevy Love of that sizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you had that. What is that? You had that one in your yard that had it was a single cab long bed, right? The 82, but it's a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah. So we had
it was brown, right?
Yeah, that tan one.
Yeah, tan.
That
10.
It was a 81.
81, yeah. That's what
single cab long bed,
that's what my
4-wheel
stepdad
drive.
had, but it was the 2-wheel drive.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Yellow.
Yeah.
The yellow fucking color. 2-wheel drive, long bed, I
think
swear.
all of them were yellow at one
Well,
point.
that thing's like a fucking 8-foot bed on that thing, right?
Right.
How
Yeah.
long is it? It's more than 6 though, right? I mean, that.
7.5 feet, I think.
Yeah,
they
it's
are.
a big old fucking thing. And I remember just the cab and all the bed,
Yeah.
but the turnbuckles is just what
Yeah.
hits me,
Yeah,
dude.
with the
That's the
hooks.
character. Yeah,
Well, the one he's got there now, we saw on Sunday. We went by there and it's gorgeous.
a different one,
Yeah.
a different.
Well,
We have an 88 red 1-ton at the shop right now, and it makes me laugh because this truck's pristine, but that truck, if it would have been in South America or some other country, they would have used it as a 1-ton.
Yeah.
well, we're standing there and Brandon's looking at it. He's like, man, he's leaning on the tailgate and he's like, we should find some of these. And I'm like, dude, this thing's a 1-ton. He's all, what? And he comes over and I pointed at the fender and it's just the Toyota Crown emblem, but it just says 1-ton.
Yeah.
And he was blown away by that.
Yeah. This just trips me out. The 8-foot fucking bed, dude. Badass.
Yeah.
That just means you
They're
take
cool.
all your friends.
Yeah.
Fucking friends.
And you thought that the Tundra Eric had
Yeah, the 32 footer.
Yeah, the Winnebago.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but now that's grown up. That Tundra
Yeah,
is what that 80s truck was.
And that Tundra has a fucking like an 8-foot bed on the thing, huh? Seriously.
Yeah.
That thing's gnarly.
But-
and it's got the shorter cab. It's
Yeah.
like an extended cab, long bed. It's not a 4-door.
That was a big truck.
Dude, that thing's insane.
When it turns, there's, people cautioning out the sides.
yeah. The red flags hanging off the back. Yeah. You could fit a whole piece of plywood in there, dude.
You
Fit
could.
more than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you could fit yeah. You could get the 10-foot pole in there, skid it sideways.
Right.
Yeah.
No, if going to his shop is an experience in itself. I
100%.
spend more time walking around behind it and around it, just what he's got sitting there.
I know. Well, I got jazzed about the 4-wheel drive 24/7 truck.
Oh,
in
the
back.
Jeep?
Yeah. Old Colonel Mustard.
Colonel Mustard.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're Toyota guys that just, they have Jeeps.
Totally.
But,
Totally. Yeah.
I fell more in love with the Prados that were there, the right-hand drive, the black ones. I'm just like,
We still got them.
these are cool.
Yeah.
The Piggy's cool.
Yeah. Or is that what the Prados are? The one that's from Yemen or whatever?
No,
What are those?
that FJ55. It's a pig.
Yeah.
They call them the Iron Pig because they're just big and ugly.
It's
and
from
they
Yemen,
rust.
right? It's from
Yeah.
fucking overseas. Yeah.
That one
Have
was
you
from
seen-
Yemen.
Yeah,
we have one. So that was a U.S. truck that came to the U.S., but
Yeah.
that particular one's from Yemen.
Yeah.
That one's kind of different because it actually has 3 rows of seating in that thing. The U.S. never got 3 rows
It
of
was
seating.
a 2-row, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
We didn't get that.
What year is it?
That one's a 79.
See, 79, dude. Old, dude. That thing's.
Really?
Is that the original coloring, the white and the blue?
Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah, that one's like when you think of a FJ55, that's like the first color scheme that comes to mind is the blue and white.
And what are you guys gonna do to it? What's the?
So
You're putting a V8 in it,
yeah,
right?
we put a 4.7 out of a 100 series with we did a whole 100 series drivetrain in it, tranny, transfer case, and then it has a 2-inch Dobinson's lift, and we're just gonna do some 33 1050s. It's for the guy to just be able to tootle around in and be reliable and go wherever he wants.
Did you notice how it's the 4.7? The million-mile motors.
Yep.
Yep.
Got to get me one of those, dude.
There's a Sequoia right now
Got to get me one
on
of those.
Facebook Marketplace for free.
Put it in a
Needs some
Chevy
work.
C10. Dude.
What?
It needs a lot of work.
Dude,
Did you see it?
There's
Yeah.
an old Chevy down the street sitting in the fucking driveway down there, an old beater. It's like an old C10. I fucking want it.
If you buy a Chevrolet, I'm going to smack you.
But I want to fucking slam it and do all that shit.
No. If you want to do that, then you call
isn't
Scott.
this podcast called Yotas Yotas Yotas?
but-
Yeah, but
I know, but that old
we'll
sh-
throw some Jeeps and
Hey,
some Chevys
you talk
in there.
about character. Those old
I'm just
Chevys,
kidding, dude.
those old
I-
Chevys have some character, dude.
I have old Chevys.
They got some
I
character.
got some old hot rods.
You know what I mean? They got character, dude.
Yep.
The old fucking. It makes me think of that movie, dude. Dazed and Confused, and they're running around in
yeah.
that black C10. That's a C10,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I don't know what year that one is.
Yeah.
It's fucking 1978.
I noticed watching that movie. Next time you watch it, look at the steering wheel. So that's Rip, right? Driving that.
Yeah, it's Rip. Yeah,
Look
totally.
at the steering wheel and look at the dashboard. I think that truck was a swap to a newer styled OBS because
Yeah.
the steering wheel is
hubba.
the steering wheel.
Oh,
is
that's
the
Scott's
old school.
that's your old
the
Chevy
old-
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the steering wheel is the 4-spoke with the Chevrolet. It looked like a
Yeah.
lug
Yep.
wrench with
Yep.
2
Yeah.
red lines. I noticed that the other day. I was like, huh. And the dash is the old 90s styled square.
Yeah.
I was like, so somebody swapped it,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah.
But
It's totally time. It's out of place in 1975
Yeah,
movie.
right.
Yeah. They got a 90s.
whatever.
That happens
Rip.
a
That's
lot.
tight. That's Rip.
Yeah.
He was in another movie that's fucking one of my favorites, Pitch Black, with Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
And Vin Diesel was in
that-
the Alien movie, and Cole Hauser was the bad guy. He was like
Don't you remember he was in Fast and the Furious?
Totally.
I think it was 2 or 3, whichever one. It sucked when they were in Miami. He was
Yeah.
the drug dealer dude.
Yeah.
Oh, he was, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
you need my
Old
wallet or bring me my
I'm
cutter.
pretty sure he was one of the white power dudes in American History X too.
I'm sure he's
I
been
think he
everywhere.
Tons of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's just like I was talking about with Chris, the neighbor Chris. about Goonies. Thanos is in the Goonies because he got a little bike for his daughter, and it's one of those little bikes with the training wheels, and fucking Thanos is on the little bike, and he's hanging onto the Mustang, and the dude grabs him and launches, you know what I mean?
Right.
On that little bike. It was
I do
like, it's
remember
fucking Thanos, bro. It's
Right.
fucking totally Thanos.
No.
They'd be driving Toyotas, though. You know what I'm saying? I always say that. Oh, it's not on there anymore.
What?
Well, the fucking, the DeLorean's cool, but it should have been a 1984 Toyota Supra player.
Oh, for Back to the Future?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
You and your coffee.
The
Well, I feel bad because like we just totally bombed Scott's
It's all good.
podcast.
It's fun. It's,
don't
it's
care.
great, dude.
No,
It's good, too. I was like, too bad Amanda doesn't have like a fucking get her on a computer and control the screen right here so she could be pulling pictures up while we're talking about shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of those people, they have those fucking producers, right? On this, they have their background person
Well.
looking up shit.
She's
not-
doing it. I mean, she was showing you a picture of his truck.
I know.
so-
It was great.
You have no idea. So the other night, we're sitting there in our group chat, and all of a sudden, this list comes across of cars that Scott has owned. And I sort of got it was 2 pages long.
Oh, really?
Now, granted, you're a hot rodder at heart. I know you are.
yeah, 100%.
I know. And it's just, you look through that list, and there's some cars on there that even I was like, damn, that's a good choice. The Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were
the
yeah,
Mini
yeah.
Coopers.
I had a 50,
it was-
59 Mini.
there's some cars in there that you're just like, you wouldn't expect him to like or
But an
own.
old Mini Cooper, like a
Yeah,
OG.
OG Mini Cooper.
Batteries.
I love Mini
double A.
Coopers.
Some double A's.
We did it was a 59 and it had a 1275 out of a Mini Cooper S punched out, and that sucker moved.
You said it was one of your funnest.
So did you run the 12-inch tires or the
10s,
10-inch?
bro.
The 10s.
10s.
Okay.
They handle better with 10s.
They do.
And the coolest thing about them is you can get that sucker on a track, and you'll always see when they go around a corner, you'll see one tire off the ground. That's a mini thing. They don't have a coil spring or anything like that. It's a rubber cone. That's their suspension and a shock absorber.
Huh.
And so that rubber cone just has enough flex in it that it lets it, the car's so light.
Yeah, it
But
three-wheels it.
When that car, there's no body roll because there's no suspension.
Right.
So they're the funnest cars. It's
That's why
literally,
if you ever watch them
it's
hauling
literally
butt, they hit a bump and they just...
yeah, it's literally like driving a go-kart.
Go-kart?
And that's why
Yeah.
10s handle better because they have more sidewall. Because there's no sidewall flex in the 12s and the 13s. And so you need that sidewall flex a little bit for cornering. If you get a too stiff of
You're
a tire.
talking about rim size, 10-inch rim.
Yeah.
10 like a golf
10-inch
cart.
More
wheel.
tire. Yeah.
Dude, the best thing about those, I bought those. I mail ordered those. They were mounted and balanced already, 10-inch. They came in a box. 4 tires.
Like
shipped
Amazon
to
it
me.
right to your door, but it's,
yeah.
it's tires and wheels.
Yeah, it was crazy. I bought a bunch of parts for it from England, and just built that
Ship them
car.
over. Sweet.
But
So-
the list the list is impressive.
What do you got, dude? Let's go down the list.
What do you have now?
So we'll go in chronological order, I guess. So I have a 1956 Chevy pickup I restored.
That's the blue one.
That's the blue one. I have a 1969 Nova SS that I've had since I was 16. I have a 1969 FJ40 Land Cruiser. I have my 88 4Runner. I have a 1979 FJ55. And then I have my 97 80 Series Land Cruiser.
That's the one out front.
Yep.
The
And
97.
Yep. And then I have a 200 Series Land Cruiser. And then I have an 05 Cadillac CTSE.
Which is for sale if anybody wants to buy
Yeah,
it. Get a
please
hold
buy
of
it.
Higgys.
The caddy, huh?
So I can have
My old
money
man-
to buy more toys.
My old man has a Cadillac.
Yeah.
His
talk-
Cadillac will run circles
I,
around that
I,
motherfucker.
I bet. Well, I talked shit to him because he bought it and he had to replace the rear end at 45,000 miles. I was like, you should have bought a Toyota. And he's like,
His Cadillac's on steroids and it's a 6-speed
I'm sure.
manual.
I'm sure. It's all fucking.
It's fun. But yeah. And then I've owned a couple 69 K20s. Done a couple Model A Fords, hot rods, my Mini Cooper. What else have I had? Too many. I've had 60 series cruiser. The only cruiser I really haven't had is a 70 series. What else have I had?
I don't know. I can look at my phone on the list, but we'll be here all night.
Yeah, right. I got it.
Where did the list come from?
We were talking, and something got brought up about other vehicles, and all of a sudden my phone goes. Bzz, 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 bzz,
You started texting him?
I think he already has it on a list, and he just
No.
copy pasted. Because if you type that fast, then you
No,
got me
I think
beat.
we were talking about cars we've owned.
Right.
And
I think it started with
I don't know, I
that.
gotta, like do like one fucking hand over
Well,
here.
let's see. Yeah, 'cause-
I need both hands and
Yeah.
both feet, but I need my shoes off.
right. We were
Can't
talking
out.
about it with something with Brandon, and Brandon goes, "Oh, I've had 3 or 4 vehicles. You know, I mean, he's way younger than all of us, but." I think he's like, oh, I had a Mazda 626, which, by the way, I found on his Instagram page, and I made a video on CapCut one night. I sent it to him, and I go, I'm going to post this one day. And somehow that started that conversation. And then, like, I was big into Jeeps. We had a bunch of Jeeps, and
Oh yeah, I've had a Jeep. I have
Yeah.
a couple of them.
I mean, we had was Jeeps. We had a Buick Grand National that my dad went out and bought. It was in mid-'90s, and I'll never forget it. He bought it as a backup car for me and my brother. So when our normal vehicles would break down, we had something to run. My brother one day he's doing an oil change on it at the house, and he's like, do you know this thing's got a supercharger on it? And I was like, huh, okay. I said, Friday night, Firebird's got Friday night drags, right? It's $20 a car. So we go down there and make a few passes, and this old dude's like, hey, I can jam that thing up if you want. So we had him do it. Next thing you know, my brother's like, we're getting close to the 13s. And I'm like, front tires are gone. So this went on for like 3 or 4 weeks. Like, we're just going every Friday night. My dad's like, why are you guys taking the Buick? Oh, we're going out with some friends. He ended up having to drive it. Comes home that night, and he hands me and my brother a stack of time slips in the console for Firebird Raceway, and goes, I'm selling the car on Monday. I was like, okay. In the meantime, he just found out recently that I jumped his Suburban out here at 7th Street in Beardsley, and might have bent the frame, but it just
recently found that out.
yeah, he'll be 84 this year, and we just told him, I think, 2 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just told my mom not too long ago that I used to steal her Cadillac from the front fucking house, and then I told her, I said, hey, you remember how the mailbox was kind of floppy for a while? And she goes,
Because you pulled through it?
Yeah, because I ran it over with the fucking Cadillac. Well, we lived in a cul-de-sac, and for whatever bright idea was, they were sleeping. So I'd take the keys out, because the keys would be in the basket out in the room. I'd take the keys, but the window was always open to their bedroom, so I'd take the keys out there.
Put it neutral.
I put it in neutral, push it around the corner, and there was a kind of a downhill. So just once I got it around the corner and to the stop sign, I started up there and fucking run it. So then when I came pulling in, I would drive in like I was going to the end of the cul-de-sac. So then it would sound like a car going to the end of the cul-de-sac. And I would get it into the cul-de-sac and come around. I'd just give it some gas, and then I would shut it off and fucking coast it up next to the curb, right? And fucking, right? So it would coast into the curb. And right where we lived was like the curve of the cul-de-sac. Our driveway had a curve in it. So one of the curb cuts was further than the other one, and the mailbox was right on that curb cut. So I came around, and once you cut it, fucking power steering goes, brakes go, all that shit goes, right? So I fucking I gave it the beans around the cul-de-sac, and I cut it, and as I was coming in, I was like, oh fuck. And I sent it up the fucking curb cut, took out the mailbox, dropped it off the, you know what I mean? I got it right into its spot, but
Right.
I went up the
Took
curb,
out the mailbox.
took out the mailbox, put a little biff on the rubber of the bumper. I was like, holy fuck, you gotta be kidding me, dude. So run in the house and fucking, I can't remember but you know what I mean? And so anyway, so the mailbox was fucking janky for forever after that, right? Just once you rip the thing out, could never get it back to regular again. So anyway, I told my mom the story, and I was like, that's why the mail. She was like, you fucking did what? Like, you didn't know.
They hear it now, and it's like,
Yep.
they knew.
And I pulled up to pick up. We went to go pick up little Larry, Poot Dog, right? So I went to pick up. I fucking remember. Probably picked up Scott, and then I picked up fucking Aaron, and we went to pick up little Larry. Well, little Larry got fucking caught. They caught his ass. So when we came to drop Larry off to run in, his mom saw it and fucking, she knew who I was. Like, she knew who, right? And caught Larry going in the house. She was going to call my mom. She didn't. Thankfully, dude. She was going to call my mom and all this and that. And we got caught.
Yeah, we did that for a while. My brother and I would sneak out, and he had a mid-'80s square body Blazer K5 it was beautiful, but it had a healthy 454 put in it. So we'd have to push it out of the garage or out of the driveway down to the end of the street, and then we'd fire it up, and then he'd haul ass up the road, and he'd put it neutral and shut it off when we went by the house, and then he started again afterwards because it had a distinct sound, and I know my dad would hear it.
Fucking A.
I'll never forget it. So we snuck out. This was for years. We were doing this. He ended up getting in a wreck, and that Blazer got totaled. So my dad brings home this Jeep J10, which is like the front of the Grand Wagoneer with a pickup bed.
Yeah.
5-speed, 4-wheel drive. It had a lift, had some 33s on it, and it's just this ugly silver color, faded ass stripes, but it ran like a champ. I mean, it had the big, was it a 460? Whatever was in the Ram Charger, their big V8, or maybe 360. I don't know.
It's probably the 360.
It got like 0.6 miles to a gallon of gas. It seemed like every day we'd go out, it was like gas station, drive for a little bit, gas station. Anyways, come home one night, kill it, roll it in the driveway, lock it up, go climbing back up the wall. There's a note on the door that says, use the front door. I was like, So I told my brother, he was coming up the wall. I said, go back down. He's like, why? I said, Mom and Dad caught us. We go through the front door. The house alarm goes off. My dad comes out, and he looks at me and goes, you go to bed. You go to my room. I was like, all right. So I went to bed, got up the next morning. My dad's like, you're grounded for a week. Your brother's not allowed to drive for 2 months. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, what were you guys doing? I said, nothing. We went to Denny's. Like, that was the...
Yeah.
Going to Denny's.
Yeah.
That's where we ended, but it was underage drinking out at 7th Avenue in Beardsley.
Yeah.
And we lived at 32nd Street in Camelback or Lincoln.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
This was back when... I mean, this was... Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I took the fucking Supra up a curb. Trying to fucking show off. Trying to be a dumbass.
Yeah, I never had that issue. I never...
Broke the fucking strut through the top of the... Lied to the parents, Told my girlfriend to lie to the parents. You know what I mean?
You're like, I'm going to need you in on this.
Someone tried to cut me off and I had to dodge it up and go up the fucking... That's no houses fucking into the gas. Boom. Fuck. With the other direction.
Yeah. No, it's...
I think I should have just... I think when you're in full send like that, just hit the brakes, dude, and
You're
stop
supposed to
everything.
zig and you zagged?
Oh, I just stayed into the gas like a dumbass. Or I let off the gas, and once it gripped, because I was oversteering, and once it took a grip, it just did a U-turn the other direction and sent me up the curb. I don't know how to drive, you know what I mean? But now in my head, I feel like if you hit the brakes, you'll just go...
Do we need to take you out on a high-speed day?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Big time.
We used to basically, small town in Utah, we would cruise state every weekend looking for races, and we'd fill up Friday night, and we wouldn't have a drop in our tanks come Saturday night. We were using nitrous on the street. We were doing whatever, and that was childhood. That's why I'm a hot rodder. I just love
See,
doing
I
that
got
stuff.
big into the mini truck thing. Like, I had a fully built Mazda pickup truck. It was body dropped. It was bagged. Like, that was my thing. But I was still into the hot rod stuff. I mean, but I was different. And then I kind of got in the 4-wheel drive.
You still
thing.
are.
Yeah, well, I'll never. It runs through my blood, man. I love that
I
stuff.
feel like this is a perfect segue, dude, for us to take a little break, and then when we come back, dude, we're play a double edition of...
Well, hang on. You got to...
What?
I just, if Scott's got so much stuff that he does and cool.
Time for some gifts, dude. I got one for you too, buddy. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I got the Yotas Yotas
dude.
Yotas patch.
Oh, the Higgys patch, dude. This is going immediately. And some stickers, dude. Oh,
That one's a magnet too for your fridge.
which one?
The top one.
This?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a magnet.
Oh, that's funny.
Got a little Higgys swag pack. There you go.
See, now it can be this podcast is sponsored by Higgys.
Fuck yeah, dude. You got to go somewhere, bud? Let's take a little
No.
break, take a leak, get some more coffee, smoke
Yeah.
a bowl.
Aaron Forlow and Ghost texting me.
Oh, did he just pull up?
He's sending me pictures. No, I just pulled up earlier, but
We'll take a break. Oh, there's the 84, ladies and gentlemen. There's
88.
The 88.
88.
There's the 1988. Hey, I just got 84.
what else you get? Oh, you got the piggy.
Is that's the pig? That's the...
That's my pig. It's rusty.
Oh, you have one too. So the one in the shop is someone else's, but you have one too.
That's what he said.
Yep.
He's got a 7950.
All right, dude. We're following suit. This is garbage, dude. I got one of those.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I got a couple of those floating around here.
I use mine as toilet paper out on the trail.
And this is what's out front.
Yes, sir.
Sweet, dude. Those are sweet. I like those stickers.
They're cool.
Yep.
Oh, you just broke your magnet.
Fuck off.
Wow.
Well, let's take a little break, and then when we come back, dude, we'll play a little bit of Are You Garbage? We're gonna find out if
See, I've never
your
see,
favorite Land Cruiser. And he's never played.
I've
so
never played because this was evolved after the last podcast
We'll have.
I was on.
Are you down to play a little? Find out whether or not you're trash.
He
or
doesn't know what
class?
it is.
Yeah, let's do it.
So again, I'll say I'll give props where props are due. There are two comedians in New York, and this is their whole podcast. It's called Are You Garbage? And so they play this game called Are You Garbage? And I stole some of the biggest questions that they ask, and it's just a game to find out whether or not you're classy or trashy. And
Let's do it.
so we'll
Probably 100% trash. But
I was already
going
gonna say if
Yeah.
you're fucking running NOS, you're 16
Yeah,
in Utah,
cool.
and you guys
So
are running
hang on
NOS.
real
and
quick, just so people want to know
Mini
how
Cooper.
can they get a hold of you? Where's your address for your shop?
well, we could.
Oh,
go,
you're gonna do more? Okay, never mind. I'll shut up.
Yeah, we're coming back. We're gonna take a break. So wanted to get in here and give a couple shout outs. And right off the bat, let's go ahead and give the shout outs to the Patreon members. We got Alex Large Tree, Brandon AZ Sequoia, 200K Sequoia, Andrew, and of course Marky Mark Limitless Off Road. First patrons, man, you guys are in on the ground floor. I really appreciate you guys. If you'd like to support the podcast, I would appreciate it if you head on over to www.patreon.com/Yotas Yotas Yotas. And for as little as $3 a month, you can get some goodies. Got a couple of tiers there, subscription tiers. And the Patreon's going to have a lot of extra stuff. We're going to do some behind-the-scenes stuff. We're going to have some extra episodes, bonus episodes. There's just going to be a lot of stuff going on over at the patreon.com. So please go over there, check it out. I have some limited merch available on Patreon as well. Again, just head over to patreon.com and you can have access to a bunch of stuff. And a lot of fun's going to happen over there.